We're starting to learn a lot more about why Melania Trump did that unplanned, unannounced, and frankly, unhinged press conference on Thursday. We've learned now that it was most likely Amanda Ungaro's post from earlier that morning that triggered Melania. Here's what Amanda said. "Hello, Melania. I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE, and you know what hurts after all this time? I stayed close to your family, your mother and your father, not because of you, but because of them, at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know." She went on to make even more powerful statements. "I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch. I will tear down your corrupt system even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of what you are and who your husband is. We'll take legal action against you and your PDF husband." Look, I'm sure a convicted felon like Donald Trump has accusations like this leveled against him all the time. But what makes Amanda's accusation so critical is because of who she is, what she knows, and what she's been through to get this pissed off. Just for a moment, let's put ourselves in Amanda's shoes. What could possibly motivate her to threaten the most powerful couple in the world with some of the most heinous crimes imaginable? Well, here's the answer in a nutshell. Her ex-boyfriend, Paolo Zampoli, a very close friend of Trump, had her deported so he wouldn't have to pay her child support payments. And this nightmare began for Amanda in June of last year when she was arrested in Miami on fraud-related charges tied to a spa where she worked at, and she pleaded not guilty. The evidence they used against her were videos they say they found on her phone. Very sketchy. Here's how Amanda describes that experience. "Officers came into our home at 6 in the morning, pulled me into the hallway in my pajamas with my face turned to the wall, and took our passports," she said. "They handcuffed me and my husband in front of my son, who was also taken to the station. Because he's a minor, I had no one to leave him with." Amanda was then transferred to the Louisiana ICE Processing Center, and she described it like, "I felt we were on display like meat at a butcher shop." And at the time, she was going through a nasty custody dispute over her teenage son with her estranged partner, the infamous Paolo Zampoli, who we're all learning so much about, and his modeling agency and his ties to Donald Trump. And it was reported by the New York Times that it was Zampoli who contacted a senior ICE official and informed them that Amanda, his ex, was on an expired visa. Now keep in mind that Zampoli at the time had the position of U.S. Special Envoy because of his relationship with Trump. So he was very well connected, and he was enraged by the fact that Amanda was requesting the courts give her full custody of their son, a decision that could have resulted in years of child support payments. So while Amanda was in custody from her original arrest, she gets picked up by ICE and placed into federal custody, where she remained there for 4 months until she got deported to Brazil, where she remains there as of today. According to reports, her teenage son has been able to visit her in Brazil, but he remains in the U.S. with his father. So just imagine, if you will, the furious rage and anger that Amanda must be feeling after having been separated from her son, from her life for 4 months, and then being deported to Brazil, where she is now in a legal battle trying to get back to the U.S. And all of this was from a crazy ex-boyfriend who's helping the president cover up some of the most horrendous crimes of our lifetime. So not only is she pissed off that she had to spend 4 months of her life in an ICE detention facility, but she was also placed there to stay quiet about Trump's crimes. And now Amanda has a team of lawyers, she's fearless on social media, and there's even rumors circulating that she'll be meeting with the House Oversight Committee. How does that saying go? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.